exactly what you want to see. Let's run this puppy in. Score a touchdown and tie this game. Life, run for your life, touchdown on one play. Worked on this in practice. Touchdown. It's up to Kelvin Benjamin. This is all you, buddy. Kelvin Benjamin for a touchdown. Oh, he toasted his man. Holmes toasted his man. Spin move. Oh! Oh! What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another week of recap and review of the rest of the NFL slate of games that happened on Sunday. Let's get straight into the discussion. So first up, we have Cowboys and Falcons. This one went basically how I thought it was going to go. I told you guys last week to throw away the tape on the Cowboys and Broncos game. That was not who the Cowboys, I think, can be and who they have been this season, and I was completely right. Because this game, well, we all know the Falcons are really bad. We talk about this every single week. The Falcons are bad. They may have a few wins, but they don't deserve those wins because they are a really bad franchise and a really bad put-together team. They have really no talent except for Kyle Pitts, Grady Jarrett, Calvin Ridley, kind of. So there's only a few guys on that roster that are really, really good. The rest is garbage. And Cowboys prove that. The Cowboys proved me right by winning 43-3 against the Falcons. Really not even taking their foot off the gas, going for 2-point conversions all the time, just throttling the Falcons and making everybody realize that the Cowboys are a good team and a possible, I say possible, Super Bowl contender. You never know what's going to happen once we get into the playoffs, but Cowboys look pretty good. They had a slip up against the Broncos, but they look pretty solid. And if they can run the football, I mean, they can already pass the football. If they can run the football, who knows what's going to happen. Let's talk about the Titans and the Saints. This one was a little bit of a weird one. A lot of people were picking the Saints to win. Alvin Kamara and Derrick Henry both did not play in this game. Obviously, we knew that Derrick Henry wasn't going to play in this game. He's probably done for the season unless they make a late playoff push. And by late playoff push, I mean if they make it to like the AFC Championship game or the Super Bowl, he might come back for that. But he's pretty much done for the rest of the season. And the Alvin Kamara was not in this game either, so it was kind of just the Mark Ingram show, and not necessarily like he dominated the game. He did set the all-time record for most rushing yards in a Saints uniform. He's now the all-time leading rusher in Saints history. He passed Deuce McAllister on Sunday, so congratulations to Mark Ingram. But the Saints do get the win, or the Titans do get the win 23-21 against the Saints. Trevor Siemian once again proves that he is not a good quarterback. He is backup at the best in this league. And Taysom Hill once again proves that he is not a good quarterback in this league. He is just a backup / utility guy. So the Saints got a lot of problems at quarterback. They had a lot of problems at quarterback even with Jameis Winston healthy. But now that he's not healthy, they have even more problems at quarterback. And the Saints are going to struggle. I don't want you guys to fall into the trap of Trevor Siemian actually like looking decent, because that's not, it's not how it is. It's the same with Carson Wentz. It's the same with Matt Ryan. It's the same with all these quarterbacks that I've declared bad over the time we've been doing this, because they draw you in. They reel you in with a little bit of good play or consistency over a couple periods, a couple games or so. And then voila, they unveil their true self, which is just a garbage bad quarterback, and Trevor Siemian is in there. So, and that's no slight on Trevor Siemian. I don't hate the guy as a person. He's just not a very good NFL quarterback. So Saints are in trouble. The Titans are looking good. I think this is their 6th straight victory, and they're looking pretty good if Tannehill can keep playing consistently. If their run game continues to show up without Derrick Henry, I think they'll be a pretty solid team. So Titans get the win 23-21, and now we get to a shocker. Washington football team, you lose your star defensive lineman Chase Young. He has what I can only describe as an ACL injury, because I haven't officially seen if they confirmed it or not. I know that on Sunday they were going back and forth debating whether it was an ACL or not, and then yesterday it may have been out there, but I still haven't personally seen it. So he may have been confirmed to have an ACL injury. I just have not seen it myself. So Chase Young might be done for the year, but that didn't stop Taylor Heinicke in this offense from taking that and kind of controlling this game against Tom Brady and the Bucs. I mean, I don't want to say that they dominated the game because you never really dominate a game when Tom Brady's involved because he's always got that chance. There's always that little bit in the back of your mind saying, oh, Tom Brady could come back in this game. But Tom didn't really play that well. He had an off day after coming off the bye week, which is shocking. Usually Tom is pretty electric, pretty straightforward when it's coming off of a bye. But he did not look that great at all in that game. He had a couple passing touchdowns. He had an interception, maybe 2 interceptions, I think. I don't know, maybe one or two. And the football team, Taylor Heineke, not that great of a quarterback, but he played pretty well. He's got good weapons. Terry McLaurin is a demon, so Antonio Gibson's really good as well. Washington's offense is not that great, but they can definitely put up some points against some lackluster defenses. And I'm not saying this Tampa Bay defense is lackluster by any means, but they definitely did not play their best on Sunday. Washington gets the win 29-19. The Bills and the Jets, we were all so worried about the Bills. Are the Bills going to be the disappointment of the season? Are they going to be just hanging their heads after losing to the Jaguars in embarrassing and disgusting fashion 9-6? Well, they proved us all wrong. Josh Allen came out firing. Stephon Diggs played his best game of the season. The defense was back. And yes, they're playing the Jets and Mike White, who is not good at all. But, I mean, they were playing the Jags, and the Jags are bad. So you thought maybe this could be another trap game. But no, the Bills squashed all that in the first quarter. It was never really competitive. It was never a challenge. Bills win 45-17. And this just proves that Mike White is not that good. I understand all the memes and all the hype about Mike White. I like all the memes and the hype about Mike White. But he is... When you get down to the brass tacks, Mike White's not a good quarterback. He's really not even that good of a backup. So, it's just what I'm saying. I don't know. What does that say about the Bengals losing to him? I don't know. But Bills win 45-17 over the Jets very convincingly. Lions and Steelers. Oh my God. Oh my God. Was this the worst football game I've ever watched in my life? I had to wash my eyes out with soap. It was that bad. This game ends in a tie. A 16-16 tie. Nobody wanted to win this game. Big Ben did not play in this game, but even if he did, I don't know if it would have went any different. Mason Rudolph continues to prove that he is a god-awful quarterback in this league. I don't know why the Steelers continue to give him a job. I would rather have frickin' Dwayne Haskins out there. I'd rather have Mike White. I would rather have Mike White. We just got done talking about Mike White being a bad quarterback and not even a good backup. I would rather have Mike White quarterback my team than Mason Rudolph. Get that man out of the league. He is not good. It doesn't matter if he uses racial slurs against Myles Garrett, which we still don't know if that was even confirmed or not yet. But he could do whatever. He's not a good quarterback. Go be someone else. Go do something else, Mason Rudolph. Take your money and leave because you are not a good quarterback. You aren't even a good backup quarterback. You aren't even a good college quarterback. He was okay at Oklahoma State. He never really lit anything up. He had a lot of passing numbers, but everybody at Oklahoma State has a lot of passing numbers. He's not a good quarterback. It's plain and simple. Jared Goff is the same thing. Jared Goff is he's a better backup than Mason Rudolph would be. I'd rather have Jared Goff as my backup than Mason Rudolph, but Jared Goff is a god-awful quarterback. I know he's on a really bad Lions team, but he is a bad quarterback. So is Mason. This game is just disgusting. I knew it from the moment they went to overtime. From the moment they went to overtime, that it was going to be a tie. Because I know how bad the Steelers are. Nobody wants to believe me. Nobody wants to believe me at how bad the Steelers are. They have no run game. They have a quarterback that can't move. And then when he's not playing, they have a god-awful, just disgusting backup quarterback. And they have the defense that is spotty at best. And TJ Watt, who had a knee injury, which could not be good because he is their best player by far on both sides of the ball. Najee Harris is really, really good. But if they don't have a good offensive line or a semi-decent offensive line, he can't run the ball. See, and he tries. He gets a lot of yards, but he has to work for every single yard. This Steelers team is not good. Do not fall into the hype of the Steelers with their record and what they put up in moments in games. They are not a good team. The Lions just invent new ways to lose and to not win games. They ruined the winless season now because they have a tie, so we can't have our first ever 0-17 team. At best, we can have our first ever 0-16-1 team, but it was a bad game. There was mistakes. It was sloppy. It was raining, but that shouldn't matter that much. It was sloppy, disgusting football. Like, if you want to show something to, like, prisoners in prison and stuff, you want to show this to make them reconsider life choices, show them the Lions and the Steelers from Sunday. They will want to gouge their eyes out. They will plead with the Lord. They will repent all their sins. They will say, I will never do anything bad again. Just don't show me this garbage ever again. Their eyes will be on fire. They'll want to jab their ears and stab their ears and pull them out so they can't hear anything. Like, that's how bad this, and I'm not over exaggerating. You ask anybody that watched that game, they will tell you it was the worst football game they've ever seen in their life. So it was just the worst game ever. Disgusting. Let's move on. I don't want to talk about that game anymore. It was disgusting. Colts and Jaguars. Colts get the win, 23-17. The Jags had a chance to win this game. In the fourth quarter, they had a 2-minute drive that Trevor Lawrence could have used to take them down, get the touchdown, tie the game, and then win the game with the extra points. They did not, because Trevor Lawrence fumbled it, and the Colts recovered and won the game. So I mentioned Carson Wentz earlier, but now it's actually his game, so we can talk about him more. Carson Wentz has been having good games. He's been having consistency, which is something he really hasn't had in his career. He's been having consistency where he's been putting up decent numbers. He's been looking kind of good. Don't fall into the trap. Carson Wentz is not a good NFL starting quarterback. He will prove it sooner rather than later that he is just not good. He gets injured too often. He makes horrible decisions. He throws the ball with his left hand when he's getting sacked. He shovel passes in crucial situations when he shouldn't be shovel passing into tight windows. He makes the dumbest decisions I've ever seen in my life because he thinks he's Patrick Mahomes when he's clearly not even close. And so he makes bad decisions. He gets injured all the time. He's not that good of a quarterback. Don't fall into the trap. But they do beat the Jaguars, who arguably should have won this game, but they're the Jaguars, so they didn't. And the Colts get a win, 23-17. So congratulations to them. Panthers and Cardinals. Cam Newton's back, ladies and gentlemen. He is back, and on his first snap of the game back in Carolina, he scores a rushing touchdown. He takes off his helmet. Doesn't throw it down, but he takes off his helmet, rips it off, and then says, "I'm back! I'm back!" That's what he does to the Arizona crowd, because if you did not know, fun fact, Cam Newton's first game as an NFL pro, as a starter, was against the Arizona Cardinals back in 2011, or 2012, whatever his rookie year would have been. So he says, "I'm back." He gets flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct. That's what I was trying to think of. And then he doesn't do it again. He throws a passing touchdown as well. He only came in, they used him in kind of spots towards the goal line and in different situations because PJ Walker was technically the starter. But Matt Rule did say that Cam's going to get the first team reps for this week, so presumably Cam's going to be the starter for the rest of the season unless Sam Darnold comes back, and depending on how well Cam plays, probably the rest of the season. So Cam's back in Carolina. He looked kind of good. He didn't really get a whole lot of love because they kind of used PJ Walker most of the game because they're just trying to get Cam back into the rhythm of the offense and stuff. But for what Cam was in, he looked kind of good. The only problem I have with Cam is, and we saw this at the end of his time in Carolina, and we saw this obviously in the 1 year he's with New England, he struggles to throw the ball. He struggles to be accurate. He struggles to make the right decisions, the right reads. And so if he can figure that out, this Carolina team is going to be pretty good because they have a really good defense. They got some nice weapons on the outside, good running back in Christian McCaffrey if he can stay healthy. And so if Cam can figure out because we obviously know he's a really good runner. So if he can figure out his passing game, if he can become more consistent with that, then Carolina can be a dangerous team. They won 34-10, by the way. And Kyler Murray, I'm just going to say it again, Kyler Murray didn't play in this game. That's 2 weeks in a row now, ladies and gentlemen. You guys all laughed at me when I said I'm not on the Arizona Cardinals bandwagon just yet because I need to see consistency in the health department of Kyler Murray, and now 2 weeks in a row, he hasn't played. I'm just saying. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying. Maybe I was right. Maybe we all jumped on the bandwagon a little bit too early for the Kyler Murray train. I'm just laying it out there. I might be right. Just hold off on all the hype of Kyler Murray until he can prove that he can stay healthy consistently and play at an MVP level. Because now he's probably out of the MVP running unless he just comes back healthy and dominates the rest of the season. Who knows what's going to happen with that? But as of right now, he's done in the MVP race. He can't stay healthy for right now. So I just saying. Maybe we jumped on a little too early. Vikings and Chargers. I didn't really watch much of the late afternoon window because I just couldn't be bothered. I didn't really like any of the matchups that much. And they were kind of boring games. Vikings win 27-20 over the Chargers. Same kind of situation with the Cardinals. We might have jumped on the bandwagon a little bit too early with the Chargers. Justin Herbert is a really talented young quarterback, but I don't know if the Chargers have what it takes to threaten any of the top teams in the AFC or even in the NFC. I mean, the Vikings aren't that good of a team. They have a shaky defense. They have one solid weapon in Justin Jefferson. Adam Thielen's kind of good. He's kind of slowed down production a little bit, and that's somewhat on Kirk Cousins. Dalvin Cook, if he can stay healthy, is one of the best running backs in the league. But the Vikings have been playing kind of inconsistent, kind of shaky at times, and so the Chargers, you would think, would have came into this game and been pretty confident and won this game. They didn't. They really couldn't do much. Keenan Allen didn't do much. Justin Herbert really didn't even do that much. So I mean, it's a weird thing. You can't really guarantee anything. The NFL is weird. The NFL is weird, by the way. Like, you can't go into a week and know for certain that something's going to happen because any given Sunday, anything can happen. So I would have picked the Chargers to win this game. I would have been wrong. Eagles and Broncos. This is another one, ladies and gentlemen. This is another one. Do not fall for the tricks. Jalen Hurts, not good. Eagles, not good. They just happen to come against a Broncos team who is also not that good. Teddy Bridgewater is a serviceable quarterback at times. He can make good throws when he has plenty of time. But the Broncos are not a good team. The Eagles are not a good team. Do not fall for the tricks that Jalen Hurts does because he puts up big numbers. He gets a lot of points on the board. Do not fall for those numbers. He's better. Jalen Hurts is better than Carson Wentz. He's better than Mike White. He's better than Taylor Heineke. He's better than Matt Ryan, even at this point. I would rather have Jalen Hurts than Matt Ryan, that's for sure. But do not fall for the tricks of Jalen Hurts. He is not that good of a quarterback. The Eagles are not that good of a team. And when they play actual good teams, they will not look like this. So do not fall for those tricks. 30-13, Eagles win. It's not real. Packers and Seahawks. This was an ugly game. Like, nobody really wanted to watch this. I mean, obviously wanted to watch it to see how Rodgers and Russ would do because they're both coming back from... Russ had the finger surgery, and Rodgers obviously was on protocols, so he was not able to play last week. And Rodgers looked kind of sluggish, kind of sloppy at times. Russ did not look good at all. That Seahawks offense is not that great. Like, when Russ is having a bad day, that whole team has a bad day, and that's not how it should be. If you consider yourself a good playoff team or a Super Bowl contender, you should be able to, win games or if not stay in games with a defense or with other weapons when your quarterback is not necessarily playing his best game. And the Seahawks, when Russ is not playing well, the whole team just is not good. So it really just shines a light on how bad the Seahawks are when Russ is not playing. And so that's not a good thing. DK is a little bit unhinged a little. He can be very temperamental at times. He can be very enthusiastic at times. But that comes with the territory of being DK Metcalf. And this defense is getting older. They are not what they used to be when they won the Super Bowl and when they went back-to-back. They are a shell of themselves, kind of. And Russ, everybody knows Russ wants to get out of there. And this could be the turning point. This could be what gets Russ out of Seattle. I mean, it'd be weird to see Russ in anything other than a Seahawks jersey, but it could happen if the Seahawks continue to play like this because it's not working. Packers win 17-0, and that was a weird game because Rodgers didn't really even look that good. I feel like if the Seahawks or if the Packers were playing anybody else, they probably struggle in this game, but it's a good thing they're playing the Seahawks because Seahawks aren't that great. And then the Sunday night game, the Chiefs And the Raiders. Everybody loved the Raiders at the beginning of the season. The Raiders are good. The Raiders are back. They're back. They look good. Derek Carr looks good. They've got all these weapons. Their defense is playing solid. No. Not today. The Raiders are a bad football team. Derek Carr is a bad quarterback. Patrick Mahomes finally figured something out. We were all worried about, are the Chiefs broken? Is Patrick Mahomes losing his touch, losing his magic? Well, at least for this week, he didn't lose his magic. Now, what will we be saying next week after they have to play the Cowboys? It may be a different story depending on how they look. But as far as this week is concerned, the Chiefs were back in some sort of rhythm. They kind of got away from their explosive plays to Tyreek Hill or to whoever. They went more with the shorter passes, getting the running backs involved in the passing game. Thankfully for me, because I have Darrell Williams on my fantasy team, getting Travis Kelce more involved. And Travis Kelce's had his struggles this season, dropping some passes, making some dumb decisions, but he got back on track a little bit in this game against the Raiders, and they win 41-14 against a bad Raiders team. Yes, they've had all their situation. We know all the drama that the Raiders have had this season with the whole Henry Ruggs situation and the John Gruden situation and the Damon Arnett situation, and it's been a weird year, a bad year publicity-wise for the Raiders, and it's finally starting to catch up with them, and it's finally starting to show just how bad this Raiders team is. Derek Carr is not that great of a quarterback. He's probably better suited as a backup quarterback in this league, and it just so happened that Patrick Mahomes found some sort of magic that he used to have, at least a little bit of it, to propel them to a big victory, 41-14 over the Raiders. So good win for the Chiefs, get them back on track. Will they be back on track even more against the Cowboys? If they go out and beat the Cowboys next week, then we got some things to talk about, but I don't really see that happening. So obviously you guys know every week that I record this before the Monday Night Football game. It is this week Rams versus 49ers. Odell Beckham Jr.'s debut, Von Miller's debut for the Rams, and they will win because the 49ers are bad. The 49ers are bad. Earlier in the season, I was giving the 49ers the benefit of the doubt. I was saying they're hurt again. They are just not playing that well, but they're not good. Jimmy Garoppolo is struggling really badly. Excuse me, really badly. Trey Lance is hurt, but even when he was starting that one game, he looked kind of good. He looked kind of raw still, obviously, because he really hasn't had a lot of game time, which is what I was concerned about. But the 49ers are bad. Their defense is bad. They're off, which is what was their best thing when they went to the Super Bowl. But they're hurt. They're bad. They're not that great of a team. Rams will steamroll this game. Matt Stafford will look good. OBJ will probably get a couple catches, maybe even a touchdown. Cooper Kupp's going to look good in this game. The defense is going to look solid. Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, Von Miller, they're all going to look really good. And the Rams will win this game very easily. My prediction is 45-17. Rams win over the 49ers. That's my prediction. I hope it's right. Let me know what you guys thought about this week of NFL action. Let me know down below in the comments if you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, smash that like button, hit that notification bell, and the subscription button as well. Join the Juice Club. We'd love to have you. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.